Today we're going to be unboxing and assembling the Compass MG36 miter gauge by Harvey Woodworking. For the last 3 years since I got my SawStop table saw, I've been using the stock miter gauge that came with the saw. The problems with this are the pin sticks in the miter gauge, making it hard to adjust. Sometimes I even have to use pliers to pull that thing out. There's not enough positive stops, and the accuracy of the miter gauge is not quite there. I have to rely on a lot of squares. It takes a lot of extra time, and we figured it was just time to make an upgrade. The first thing that you'll notice about the MG36 is how well packaged everything is. Everything was in its own spot and some really thick foam to keep anything from getting moved around or damaged during transit. Assembly of the MG36 miter gauge is very simple. Straight out of the box, you just insert the adjustment wheel hand knob. Attach the fence using 2 included thumb screws that go into some nuts in the back of the T-slot. I sped this up because I was struggling quite a bit getting those in there. You're welcome. Flip stop just slides into the top of the miter gauge and is locked down with 1 thumb screw. The fence extension of the MG36 is designed to go on either side of the miter gauge. Since I'm going to be using this primarily on the left side of my table saw blade, I need to move it over to the other side. It's just 1 thumb screw to remove the fence extension from the back of the gauge, and then you just move the thumb screw to the opposite side. Super easy. Since I have a SawStop, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this and test the travel to make sure it doesn't interfere with the blade. Really don't want to set off the brake. To adjust the angle on the MG36, you just loosen the red knob and press down on the button on the back. Adjust the angle. It locks into several different angles: 0, 45, 22.5, and the negatives 22.5 and 45. One of the coolest features of the miter gauge is this indexing pin for the stop block. It has 3 different positions, so if you're working with thinner stock or thicker stock, you can move this pin to different spots on that stop block to get it just where you want it, where it won't interfere with your work. Okay, seriously, that micro adjust on the stop block is so cool. We had to get a close-up. Check that out. The setup required no tools, and perfectly square out of the box. Okay, honestly, this is the most nerve-wracking part. Doing that first test cut to make sure that you got everything set up right. And even though I'm terrible at getting good camera angles and remembering to move my camera around, that is a square cut right out of the box. Okay, so we got the miter gauge all put together. The Compass MG36 is pretty durable, just what it feels like out of the box. It's all extruded aluminum. The fence has a wide range of travel, so up to 36 inches. You don't have to worry about running out of room with your stock. It didn't require any tools for assembly, which is awesome. It doesn't require any tools for adjustment. It's all just little thumb knobs, and you can move it back and forth without having to pull out an Allen wrench or anything to adjust it. And out of the box, it's a perfectly square cut, so no complaints for me.